Hey friends, so today we're going to take a look at a sculpture garden that is made for the people by the people in a discreet location where if you didn't know it was there by word of mouth, you really wouldn't know it was there. So the sculpture garden started as what's called a seed bombing in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is about a half hour out from Detroit. And Jeff Clark and Mark Maynard, their goal was to introduce native species of plants into this area called Water Street. What ended up happening is that city residents started making their own sculptures and their own art without city permission, and they started putting them in this field where the seed bombing was starting to take place. So only naturally the city of Ypsilanti didn't like this, because typically with sculptures in a city, the city will commission an artist to make a particular sculpture that they have approved ahead of time, and the artist will go about doing that. And typically the artist is paid. Whereas in this case, there's just this discrete area and local residents were just making sculptures. Sometimes they were making them on the prairie itself, and sometimes they were bringing them, and they were just leaving these sculptures in this park. And the city felt that these sculptures didn't represent the city very well at all. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of those sculptures. Alright, so I want to get some facts straight here. The city of Ypsilanti says that they're suing Mark Maynard not because of the sculpture park, but because of contamination. They say that they did some tests on the soil and that the soil is more contaminated than they thought it would be, and that this is unhealthy for the city. So Jeff Clark organized the sculpture park, which he didn't have permission to do, and the city has reminded him of this. And he says that he plans to remove the sculptures, but he's going to fight any fines or anything of that matter that the city throws at him, that he's going to vacate the property, but he doesn't think that a lawsuit needs to be involved here. Alright, so Mark Maynard and Jeff Clark were both under the impression, they said, that they felt like the city of Ypsilanti thought that the sculpture park was a good idea and a positive thing for their city, but it would seem that the city felt otherwise and that they didn't like the representation that the sculpture park gave the city of Ypsilanti. And so after taking a brief tour through the sculpture park, that's a question that I'd like to leave up to you guys. What do you guys think of the art of the sculpture park of Ypsilanti? Do you think this kind of thing is a positive thing for communities, or do you think that this is a negative thing and would deter people from coming into a community or enjoying a community? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. As usual, thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts.